we're recording, right? Yeah, we're recording. Hey everybody, welcome back to the greatest TEW series of all time. That's an absolute lie. The PG era rewritten with me, typical wrestling. Finally settled on a channel name and probably going to get a little logo there soon, like anyone actually cares. But yeah, we're a week out from Cyber Sunday. Speaking of Cyber Sunday, you can now vote on the stipulations. I've set up the polls. They are down in the description below, as well as the comments section. And they're also on the Facebook group. If you're interested in joining the TEW Facebook group, they had access to it a little early as an act of love, since the save obviously started on that very same Facebook group. But now let's get back to the main thing. We have the main event show, the main event pre-show of Monday Night Raw. I just had a stroke, I guess. 6 of Raw's best talents. We have action, and it's Evan Bourne picking up the win when he hits Brodus Clay in 17 minutes in a good pre-show match with the Shooting Star Press. Brodus Clay is the weakest link, though he did learn some Rumble skills, and Evan Bourne some technical stuff. Raw opens up, and we have Wade Barrett, Doug Williams, and what's supposed to be Nicholas Magnus, but I accidentally said it off screen. I am an idiot. Wade Barrett, the England's finest group of the stable, come out, and Wade Barrett, he talks some smack. He says, Kofi, with the stipulations I've given you, the 2 out of 3 falls, the Iron Man, the I Quit, all these matches are agonizing. But they're not going to be agonizing for me, they're going to be agonizing for you. Because I'm going to be the first British superstar to take home the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. And that's an absolute fact. And that's when Stone Cold Steve Austin comes out and he goes, it's the people who are going to decide that match. So it's going to be the people who decide how you get your ass kicked. Because I'm fully in Team Kofi. Brother. He does. I don't know why I did brother for Stone Cold. He also probably flips him off. But then he says, tonight's main event, since I'm the GM and you guys want to talk, is not going to feature you, Wade Barrett, but you, Douglas Williams. You're going to be taking on the champ in non-title action in our main event. A highly, dream match. Doug Williams, a veteran, obviously, of wrestling, but, is he a veteran enough to handle being on the main event of Raw? We'll have to find out. Next, we have a little match between Randy Orton and Roman Reigns of The Shield, in which Randy Orton pops Roman Reigns with an RKO to get the victory in about 10 minutes. And next, he picks up the microphone, and Randy Orton just decides to have a full-on rant. He goes, I came to Raw for a shot at the WWE Championship because no one was giving me shots for the World Heavyweight Championship. And Stone Cold Steve Austin has been a decent general manager. But you know what mostly I've been doing? I've been playing hot potato with The Miz and CM Punk. And I'm just going to be very clear, very straight right now, that general manager Stone Cold Steve Austin, I will not fight The Miz. I will not fight CM Punk again. The only way I'd fight them again is if they had that sweet, sweet #1 contendership at play. That's really what I want. I want the WWE Championship. I want a shot at Kofi or Wade Barrett if he somehow manages to win, even though I think Kofi's... not Kofi. He thinks Wade Barrett's an idiot. And he drops the mic and he leaves pissed off. Obviously, Randy Orton, him not having a title shot's been getting to him. We'll see how that handles. And next we have Stone Cold Steve Austin and Yujiro Takahashi. We have Yujiro walking into Stone Cold's office, and Stone Cold says, last week, obviously with Bray Wyatt's attack, he did inform me, incoherently, but he still did, that his title match for his U.S. title, his rematch clause, is still not gone away. So he still has his rematch, and he's opened it up for Cyber Sunday. But in order to help you out, Yujiro, I have it open to the Cyber Sunday polls. And it's going to be TLC. And Yujiro's like, yeah, TLC. He goes, no, not that kind of TLC. I mean, the choices are TLC. Your match can either be a tables match, a ladders match, or a chairs match. And Yujiro, he seems fine with it. He nods his head and he walks away. So it's official. That's Cyber Sunday. One of those 3 matches, it's going to be the U.S. champ defending against the former champ, once again. Next, we have some action between Eve and Gail Kim. Pretty decent match. Eve picks up the win with a swinging neckbreaker. All is said and done. You know, I just realized I don't know if this Gail Kim is currently pregnant, and she's leaving for maternity leave, and I've now just put her in a match on wrestling, and like looking back, it's probably not the thing I should have done, but too late. Oops. That'll be on the dirt sheets. And AJ Lee's walking backstage in our next segment. AJ Lee's got her Divas Championship. She's going to be defending that in an open challenge on Cyber Sunday. Probably a lot of stress going in that, not knowing who your opponent's going to be. It could be anybody. You know, maybe it's someone from not WWE, although that seems very unlikely since, you know, we need contracts, brother. But Nikki Bella, the Brie Bellas come running up to AJ Lee, and they have a missing poster of Cheerleader Melissa. And they're like, have you seen Cheerleader Melissa? We're literally 100% sure she's been kidnapped by Astra Tunla, that weird goth chick that kind of debuted on TV, kind of not. Probably formerly known as Boogie Nova. And AJ Lee's like, I wish I could help you, but I have not seen her. If you do, though, let everyone know, especially since kidnapping you should probably talk to the office, like Mr. McMahon and them, about the kidnappings. You know, that seems like something they would deal with. And AJ Lee's like, and the Bella's like, yeah, that's a good point. So it was just a fun little segment with the women's feuds all combined into one. And then we have a little segment in which a short match after that, we're going to have Dragon Aces team up with Chris Jericho in 6-man action against the Wyatt family, Bray Wyatt, Luke Harper, and Eric Rowan. That match is next, and it's a pretty good match. We have Chris Jericho and Dragon Aces take on the Wyatt family, and they do pick up the win with Yoshi Tanahashi picking a win over Luke Harper with a roundhouse kick. During the match, Tokyo Pimp, he comes out with all his females. They all do sexual dances on the entrance ramp. Bray Wyatt's obviously mad. He's pissed off. He's like, please stop doing that during my matches. And they managed to... It's a distraction enough on Bray Wyatt to not be able to pick up, or at least help his team pick up the win. So, a good win for Jericho and Dragon Aces there. In our next segment, we have John Morrison, R-Truth, Alex Farley, Mason Ryan, and they're all doing a parody of the Shield's promo videos, you know, with the handheld cameras. You know, John Morrison's in regular gear because he's John Morrison, but R-Truth, Alex Farley, Mason Ryan, they're all dressed in, like, crappy SWAT gear. And basically the gist of their promo is they talk about how, you know, the Shield and England's Finest kind of use them as a ping pong to kind of fight each other, to show each other, one-up each other by beating them up, and they're going to absolutely regret that because Alex Farley and Mason Ryan, common ground, they're challenging the Shield for a tag match next week on Raw, brother. And hopefully, you know, they're waiting for a response, and, you know, they do the Shield pose, all three of them with R-Truth kind of awkwardly getting his hand in there for the fist bump. Fun little just mock segment that I thought would be them kind of pushing the whole Raw versus, like, triple threat, Raw versus Shield versus England's Finest feud. We have a little a little singles match between Kane and Shelton Benjamin. Shelton Benjamin doing his best, but he's unable to beat Kane as Kane picks up a much-needed win on his part with a good old choke slam in 18-13. And next we have Bray Wyatt just throwing shit around backstage in his little Wyatt corner, you know, that kind of creepy place he would do promos at. He's tearing it apart. Lights are going everywhere. They're flickering on and off. He's just screaming. And he just says, you know, Yujiro Takahashi mocks me. He mocks me. He doesn't mock God, but he mocks Bray Wyatt. Which, I guess he does kind of mock God. Bray Wyatt thinks he's a god. He goes, this man mocks me and everything I stand for. I tried to save WWE. I'm still trying to. I haven't given up. But this man just takes you back. When I take one step, he takes two backwards. And at Cyber Sunday, I'm going to take back the one thing I held dear, the United States Championship, and I'm going to promote Sister Abigail's views when I beat Yujiro Takahashi and show the world that that lifestyle, that fun, loving way, is not the right way to go in life, but that you need to follow the buzzards. So a nice little promo from him. And we have Kofi Kingston cutting a promo backstage. He says he isn't afraid of Wade Barrett or stipulations. He welcomes the stipulations. He loves the idea of wrestling and all those matches, but more importantly, he loves the idea of hitting a Trouble in Paradise and knocking the smirk right off Wade Barrett's shoulders. You know, baby. Oh, no, he's not the New Day, so I can't steal that, but, you know. And again, I think I mentioned it before, but let it be known, Kofi Kingston as champion was my idea first. And we have a good little match between, this is not the best that they've had, I believe, but we have the Motor City Machine Guns taking on Pride and Honor, and they pick up the win, the tag champs, when they hit the Made in Detroit on Jay Lethal. So, a good performances by Jay Lethal and Ricky Steamboat, but Pride and Honor unable to get the win over the tag champs. And after the match, the champs get their gloat and they say, you know, we have that Fatal 4-Way match, you know, for our tag titles at Cyber Sunday, and it's looking so sweet. You can't bet on anyone but us, you know. We still need to have that fourth team, and as soon as they say that, out comes Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose. Roman Reigns obviously taking a bit of time off of the, you know, kind of beating he got by Randy Orton. But Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins pretty much simply say, you know, the Shield have been kicking ass and taking names all over Raw. And, you know, we've beaten, you know, world's greatest tag team. You know, we've beaten Second City Saints on Superstars a bunch of times. But you know who we haven't beat? You guys. We haven't beat you, and we haven't beaten you for those tag titles. And the Shield, you know, we love justice. They do the justice gimmick. And there's no greater justice than putting up two punks from Detroit and taking their tag titles. So what do you say, boys? And Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin, they're like, yeah, why not? You know, we haven't fought you guys. It probably should be fun. You know, good, a fun old tag match, brother. So they just kind of nonchalantly agree. Shield kind of awkwardly, and they're like, yeah, we're going to kick your ass. And, you know, feelings mutual, guys. So we're officially, if you don't remember, the Fatal 4-Way is fully set now. We're setting up all the matches. It's, you know, Motor City Machine, the tag champs, versus the Second City Selfies, you know, with Tyler Breeze and Colt Cabana. The world's greatest tag team, Shelton Benjamin, Charlie Haas, and now the Shield. We don't know which members of the Shield, but, you know, you would assume it's going to be Seth and Dean, since, you know, Seth and Dean are out here. And we have our main event of the evening, and a pretty good main event. Not an A, but just about there. Doug Williams is unable to secure a win over the champion when Kofi Kingston hits Doug Williams with an SOS. And during the match, he also had Wade Barrett try to run some interference, but it was no good. He could not give the win to his brother Doug, who then immediately, him and Nicholas, just kicked the crap out of Kofi and Douglas Williams. So it's 3-on-3 for a long time, a really awkward time. Then all of a sudden, boom, the glass shatters. And out comes our GM, Stone Cold Steve Austin. He goes, I'm going to make this quick, because, you know, you guys like to pile on each other. You guys, you know, you're inseparable, you three guys. It's kind of creepy. So you know what? At Cyber Sunday, I'm adding an own stipulation to whatever stipulation is picked by the fans. The rest of England's finest, banned from ringside. No interference. And if they do, they're fired. And Wade Barrett and the rest of England's finest are just absolutely furious. You know, it's insane. You know, they've lost kind of that ace in the hole. They've lost that numbers advantage. Wade Barrett's chances of getting the WWE Championship may have just gotten a little bit slimmer. And that's how we end Monday Night Raw for a 92A show. You know, pretty good, pretty good. I dig it, brother. But yeah, the voting is down below in the description and whatnot, and I will see you all guys for the episode of SmackDown and Superstar.